All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I know there's a lot going on tonight between the NPC and there's a meeting for the middle school play. So I'm so thankful if you popped on to get some more updates. So like I mentioned just before, the middle school play is coming up very soon, and it's wonderful that we've been able to pull something together. There is a meeting for that. There was a meeting at 6 o'clock. And there'll be some more information going out about that, but that's going to be exciting for everyone. A few more things. April 27th is the Teacher Appreciation Luncheon, and that will be in person for the first time, which we're also really pleased about. That's at 10:45 in the morning. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the last luncheon. Since we can't make food from home and bring it, it's been a real blessing to have everyone contribute to that. So there'll be something going on with that. There'll be an email with some links probably to contribute to that. Another exciting event is DEI is putting on the International School Fair, and that is on April 29th. And what that is, it starts at 5:30 at night, and there'll be a dinner and it's like a food tasting, and you'll be exploring the customs of 40 different countries. And that'll be from 5:30 to 7:30. And then we'll have the Ukrainian Chorus of New York come, and they have been performing on Saturday Night Live. They've been at Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, and we are super fortunate to have them come to the Bronxville School Auditorium that night. So that is April 29th, and they'll be performing at 8 o'clock at night. So please mark your calendars for that night, because that's a really, really special event. We have some great speakers tonight to keep us updated. We have Laura Busker from the NPC. We have Wendy Fahey from the Foundation. Alana Level is going to give us an update on the Memorial Day cocktail parties, and Emily Liggett is going to give us an update on 8th grade graduation and some of the end of the year events for the 8th grade. So Laura, if you're on, do you mind popping on and giving us the NPC update?
Sure. Thanks, Caroline.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Busker. I'm a member of the NPC this year. The NPC stands for the Bronxville Nonpartisan Committee. And the goal of the NPC is to seek highly qualified Bronxville residents that are committed to serving the community by serving on the school board. And the NPC itself is comprised of 21 different Bronxville residents that have been voted on. And we represent the 7 different Bronxville districts. So this year for the school board, we have 3 different school board positions that are going to be open. The NPC has gone through a vetting process for different candidates, and we are endorsing Michael Brandis, Aaron Suffert, and Alexa Zanutos this year. So if you'd like to learn more, go to the bronxvillenpc.org to learn more about the candidates. And please go out and vote. Voting is going to be May 17th at the Bronxville School Gym. And if you have any questions about that, you can go to the bronxvilleschool.org/Board of Education to learn more about voting.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Yes, rock the vote, May 17th. It's really, really, really important. So thank you for your work on the NPC. Wendy Fahey, are you on there to pop on for Foundation?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
You're welcome. So we at the Foundation have been really busy. We have started our grant process where we're evaluating all of the grants that we received this year. And we're really excited to share that we've had some incredibly innovative and exciting grants. And we will be voting on those grants in mid-May. So we're really excited to share what happens after that. And we just also wanted to let you know our fiscal year ends June 30th. So if you haven't yet been able to give, you still have an opportunity. You can go to bronxvilleschoolfoundation.org, or you can reach out to any Bronxville School Foundation member and just ask about giving. And we do try and get 100% participation from school families. We're currently at about 40%. So it's great to just, any amount is is going to be put to really great use. So please do remember to do that. And that's pretty much all we have for now. But we look forward to sharing with you when we do approve the grants for this coming year. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. Yes, if you haven't contributed to the foundation, please consider that, because it's very important. It's vital to all of our extracurriculars and our enrichment programs. So please consider that. And thank you. Thanks for the update. Alana, are you ready? Okay, maybe she's not on. I'll give her a minute. So Alana's going to update us in a minute about the Memorial Day cocktail party. I think the Lodi's have been generous enough to host it this year for the middle school, but we're just waiting on some specific dates. So when she gets a chance, she'll hop on. Emily, are you available for 8th grade graduation?
Hi, I think
Hi.
I'm on. So 8th grade graduation is scheduled to take place as it has typically taken place in the past. So there will be a party for the kids afterwards at the field club. It will probably look similar to the Snowflake Ball. The DJ has been hired. The field club has been booked. And we expect the event to go from about 8 to 10. It's a dinner dance and just for the kids. And looking forward to having fun things to celebrate.
Thanks, Em. Oh, sorry, I got myself off video. Thanks, Em. I appreciate that. Yes, so it's June. So 8th grade graduation is June 23rd, and that is like roughly from 7 to 8. Is that right? And then BFC is after that for an event. I think that's right. And then the day before, the kids are going to Great Adventure. So June 22nd, the kids will go to Great Adventure. And the next day will be graduation. And then after graduation, there'll be a party just for the kids at the field club. So that'll be from the 8 to 10. That'll be full dinner and all of that exciting stuff. So thank you for that. Okay, we are moving really quickly. If Alana hasn't popped on, Roy, I would love to hear from you if you have a moment.
Caroline, I would never presume to pop in front of Roy, but I have popped.
Alana, you're welcome to.
Oh, thank you, Roy. I'll be fast. I am on the team working on our Memorial Day socials along with Jen Heathwood and Tara Holbert. The socials are some of my favorite events in Bronxville, just such a great way for parents to come together in a relaxed, fun way while also supporting the PTA and all our programs. I'm excited to announce that we have hosts for our middle school party. Gina and Joe Lodi, who have a daughter in 7th grade and a son in 5th, have generously agreed to open up their home to middle school parents for some fun. It's going to take place on Friday, May 20th. So the Friday before actual Memorial Day weekend. The theme is still TBD, but there will be delicious food and cocktails and good conversations. And we'd love for you to join us. So please look out for ticket sales in days and weeks to come. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Alana. Dr. Montesano, are you ready?
I am. Hi, everybody. Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you all. Welcome back from what I hope was a pleasant break for you. It was kind of a nice gift that we had Monday as well, I think, for everybody. But it's so nice to see everyone. It's hard to believe that we are entering the 4th quarter. The school year has really gone by rather quickly, I think, and at least perhaps on our side, I'm not so sure on the parent side, but it does seem to be buzzing along pretty rapidly. And it's really nice to hear some of the end of the year activities that we've been so used to returning to some normalcy with in-person teacher appreciation, which we very, very much appreciate. Our staff can't really wait to see everybody in person and collaborate again. And the plays and the graduations and things like that, that we are really excited to do this year in a somewhat normal setting, if you will. But I would just have that one caveat that COVID is still around us, as you know, as you've seen the number of cases have ticked up a bit, not only in New York, but in the surrounding area as well. At the school level, we're not seeing quite such a dramatic rise as perhaps the rest of the state is. We continue to test for those who provide consent on a weekly basis. Prior to the break, we were still running at just under 1% of an infection rate with the testing that we've been doing. Thank you to everyone who cooperated in doing the rapid test prior to returning from break. And we want to continue to use those rapid tests to our advantage. We received another delivery, so we have plenty of tests. Should someone have a need or desire to take a rapid test, please let us know. We'll be happy to send you home or send your child home with one. Just want to reiterate what the MPC rep had said regarding the Board of Ed vote is on May 17th. It's also the budget vote, which is important to our school and to the programs. Allows us to maintain small class sizes and everything else, as you know. Our next, we had a board meeting last night, but our next one is actually May 5th, where there's a budget hearing. So you'll hear more about the budget. I have an opportunity to ask questions about the budget. So if you desire, but we ask you pay attention and come out to vote on the 17th. It's really an important thing for all of us. But other than that, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I look forward to the last quarter of the year.
Thank you, Dr. Montesano.
Sure.
Anyone have any questions? Okay. Dr. Wilson, are you on?
I am here. Hi.
Hi, thanks.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm always batting cleanup in these meetings, and I'm really happy that most of what I would have had to talk about has already been covered. But I would like to talk a little bit about Williamsburg tonight, because we had to pump the brakes on our meeting that we were supposed to have, not only because it coincided with this meeting, but also because we had to get our policies and practices in order and in line. We had sent something out to parents that suggested that we were going to, stated that we were going to ask for vaccination cards, and that students who were not vaccinated would not be able to go on the trip. And this was not a decision made in isolation. It wasn't made by one or two people. It was made in a collaborative setting of professionals. But we were given the challenge, if you will, by the same group to take another look and find a way to make our trip non-exclusionary. And that seemed like not only a reasonable thing to do, but and the right thing to do, but also the honorable thing to do. Because one of the things that has always categorized and defined our trips with our students in Bronxville is that everybody gets to go. It doesn't matter if you can pay for it. It doesn't matter if there's hardship, we can help. So it seemed disingenuous to move forward with that policy to unilaterally exclude some kids. And so we've pulled that back, and I'm sorry about the glare on this. I don't know where the glare is coming from. It's so bright in here, I guess. But our hope is that tomorrow morning we can share a revised document that outlines a more complete plan for how we will ask for testing before we leave on the trip. And also we'll test once during the trip. with rapid tests. And in an effort to stave off an unknowing and unwitting infectious issue across our student body, we're very hopeful that we don't run into that. We have rescheduled the meeting that was supposed to take place tonight for the 26th, which is Tuesday. That meeting is an information meeting for parents. Again, we'll send out the letter. The only reason I don't have it for you tonight is that I did want to give all the constituents that were involved in the original drafting of the first letter a chance to at least see, if not respond to, this much more inclusive and letter. So tomorrow morning that should go out. On Friday morning, the middle school 8th grade cohort will meet in the auditorium during their advisory period. And in that advisory period, we will go through all the rules, what the expectations are. We'll also talk about what ifs, and we'll talk about roommates too. The students do get to have some choice in roommates, and we'll discuss how that's arrived at. A roommate selection form will be sent to you, to parents. It's not given to the kids directly. I'm really asking parents, 8th grade parents whose children are going to go on the trip, to be involved in the selection of roommates. I'm not asking you to matchmake, and I'm not asking you to choose for your children, but help your children make decisions that you both think are in the best interest of your child. So a question that comes up around this issue of roommates is the person that you're really quick, fast friends with right now bringing out the best in you? Or maybe there's somebody that you haven't been as friendly with over the last 6-8 months that you were friends with for a number of years that you haven't had much to do with this year, but you know what? They bring out better things in you. That's somebody's name to put down on the list. We do anticipate that everybody will get at least one person, if not more, of the groups that of the people they put down on the list. But again, it is it's a game of numbers, and there are only so many names and so many permutations. So there will be some variability, but we've always been able to factor that in and make rooming decisions that work out to the benefit of almost everybody every year, and we expect the same. So we're going to turn that around really quickly. We're going to turn the roommate form around from Friday to Monday. That will give us time to go through the process of creating the rooms and making those selections, and we're hopeful that that's a benefit, that kids can know who their roommates are before the trip, and they can plan who's going to bring the big bag of candy and who's going to bring whatnot. And they do enjoy that aspect of the trip as well. For those alert parents who are wondering, hey, what exactly is the academic component of this trip? You are wise to ask the question, and the answer is nothing really in this particular curriculum. It is not a trip that is related to the 8th grade content. It is related to 7th grade content, however, and we felt very strongly two things. First, it's a Washington, D.C. trip is a very complicated trip to perform because of all the different places and all the different regulations that every place has in Washington for their own policies on COVID and what have you. That's the first part. The second part is nobody really relished bringing kids to the center of our government when there's turmoil in the world. We didn't think that was a clever idea either. Third reason we went to Williamsburg, beyond ease of it's only 2 stops. There are 2 places we go. Everything is in Williamsburg, and there's also the Jamestown settlement. You have to want to go there. You have to be brought there. Kids aren't necessarily going to experience that if someone doesn't take them. Somehow we feel pretty strongly that Washington's going to happen in their young lives, if it hasn't already. So if we're erring on the side of caution and we're also doing something we think is good for our students, we think the Williamsburg trip offers the best balance of all of the things that we're concerned with. That being said, there will be some academic expectation. It may not be it will not be a project per se. However, the teachers, the social studies teachers in particular, are invested in having the kids find something related to their Enduring Issues project in Williamsburg that may be germane to their research or broadening or deepening their topic. And there may also be an English component as well. But it's not going to be a trifold with projects. It's just not germane to what the kids are studying right now. So why are we going? We're going because it's important for us to feel like we've given this particular cohort of kids at least one trip, at least one time to bond and to turn a cohort into a collaborative unit and a cohesive unit. It's amazing how many teachers come every year on this trip, volunteer to go, and that's its own camaraderie. But the connection that the teachers have to this trip, to the students who go on this trip, is there because they've seen the results of this trip and how the kids change after they go to Williamsburg together. Now, we may not see the fruit of that in 8th grade, but we feel that it puts them in better stead moving into 9th grade to have experienced that. And it's one more way in which we can say that the middle school is an important and invested and unique experience, and we'll feel good that we've been able to give them this event before leaving 8th grade. So a couple of specific things. Obviously, if you're not an 8th grade parent, this whole thing has just been droning, and I'm sorry about that. But there is some more information for 8th grade parents to consider. If your child takes medication and will need medicine on the trip, we have a nurse that comes with us. The first time I worked with Marie Otto, our contracted nurse, was 19 years ago. I went to the farm with her, and I don't think there haven't been too many string of months in 19 years that Marie has not been a part of some trip that we have organized. And I'm grateful to her that she's going to go with us this time as well. She's a retired nurse from Lawrence Hospital. She knows our faculty, she knows our students, she knows Dr. Levitt. She works very well with all of us. And she has requested that anybody who has medication that needs to go on this trip, it has to be in the health office by May 6th, Wednesday, May 6th. That will give her enough time to catalog and collect and organize all of the required paperwork in order to ensure that she has everything she needs. And if she has questions, she can contact you in advance. Students are not allowed to bring their own medication with them, even over-the-counter things. If your child thinks that they're going to bring Advil, please don't let them. We cannot administer that without a doctor's note on this trip. If you're unclear about something regarding medication, please do call the health office. They will be better able to assist you perhaps than I am. And if they can't answer, our district physician, Dr. Levitt, can certainly also be contacted for guidance. But please, if you have medications, May 6th. If you are an 8th grade parent, you will get the roommate form on Friday. Please return it on Monday. Our information meeting is on Zoom. It will not be in person. So we'll do it not unlike this format, 7 o'clock on Tuesday night, Tuesday the 26th. And that's an open meeting, and it's an information meeting. And it's also a good time to ask and answer questions that you may have about the trip. But again, I think by tomorrow morning, everybody should be in receipt of the revised protocols. And I don't think there's anything in that I haven't covered here tonight in some great detail. So I am really thrilled that we're going to be able to get the musical to happen. I know that some folks had written to me this afternoon that today is a really jammed up day. Oh, sorry, back up for 1 second. There was a conflict with girls JV lacrosse and our trip. Their last game was scheduled for Tuesday, May 10th. The coach and Joe Haven were already on it when I went down to talk to him about it. And he has moved that game to Monday, the 9th. And so the girls will not miss their last game. And I'm really appreciative to the parents who let me know that was an issue. But I really can't say enough about how supportive and proactive and thoughtful Joe Haven has been with us all year when it comes to making schedules. He's been a real gift to our school, and I'm grateful to him for his quick, he moved with alacrity to make that happen. And so it's get rescheduled. The other team knows, and we'll see them there then. The musical should be a lot of fun. If your child didn't get to go to the information meeting tonight, not to worry. This was not tryouts. This was just to get a sense of numbers, get a sense of who might need to know more about what a stagehand looks like. What does it mean to be on crew? What does it mean to be in the chorus? How should I prepare for an audition? Auditions will happen early next month. I'm also very indebted to the moms who have volunteered to be a part of keeping that train moving. And we are in a crunch because the high school and the elementary school both are using the space, the auditorium space, in the same basic time frame. However, we've devised a plan where the students can practice in smaller groups earlier, and they can do this practice very efficiently in other places. And then after the high school show is over, the whole cast will descend upon the auditorium and work in full production mode. Also, since the high school is doing Legally Blonde, we've asked them to hold off striking their set, but allowing us to repurpose and repaint and reuse as much of it as possible, so that there is there's a little bit of a savings of time, if not materials and expense. The show, if you are familiar with Grease, please do not be worried. This show has been rewritten. There are no buns in the oven. There are no issues with naughty songs or references to women's body parts or anything else. It has been written for middle schoolers specifically, and yet it is relatively true to the musical in many ways. So we're very grateful to Miss Leisha, who's also doing the elementary play, which helps a lot with scheduling because she'll make them both work. And some of the people who work with her will also be part of the show. So that's good. One last issue, those of you with 7th grade students might say, oh, I've heard lovely things about Williamsburg tonight, and I've heard that the 6th graders had a fantastic time ice skating. What about us? The 6th and 8th grades have gone on trips, and now it's the 7th grade's turn. We are going to have the 7th grade class go to Purchase, New York, where they will go to a place called Boundless Adventure, which is a ropes style course. We're getting lots of very positive feedback from kids who have been there for events. They're very excited about the prospect of going. On the 7th grade team, we actually have a few certified ropes instructors on staff, including Mr. Tachi and Mr. Senior. And all the PE teachers are 7th grade advisors. So it's going to be an interesting experience, but that'll be May 20th. Details about that will come out in Friday's bulletin so that we'll be able to break down cost and what have you. And we look forward to the 7th grade also having a bonding experience. One last thing as it pertains to trips, the 7th grade parents may be wondering, okay, well, 8th grade's going on Williamsburg. That's great. When my kid's in 8th grade, what's going to happen? Well, the short answer is I don't know. The more productive answer is we'll do something. If we can do it, if we're allowed to do it, if it's permissible by environmental and COVID numbers, we will do something. If we can do Williamsburg for the incoming 7th grade, we will do that. Will we do Williamsburg twice? We've done that in the past, apparently. In 2001, nobody went to Washington, or Williamsburg because of the tragedy. But the following cycle, everybody went to Williamsburg. That's an option. If Washington, D.C. is a viable option, we'll do that as well, or instead. But yes, it's not lost on us that the 7th grade also, by virtue of their position in the 3-year continuum, will also only have one trip during their middle school experience. And we will be conscious of that as we plan other things as well. But yes, it helps that 8th graders have also had a snowflake ball or a spring fling and a teen center, and we can continue to look for other ways to celebrate our students as well moving forward. But that's the update on 7th grade. And as I mentioned, 6th grade did go ice skating, and the teachers reported back that it was one of their fondest memories in recent times. The students helped each other learn to skate in some cases. The kids were very kind to each other out on the ice. They were helpful. There was a lot of team building in action. It's just what you'd want to see. So we're really pleased about that, and very happy that the sixth graders were able to have that experience. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our teachers who were awarded tenure effective in September last night at the board meeting. We had 4 teachers in the middle school who were granted tenure for September. Uma Karkala, who is our band teacher, 612 band teacher. Emily Cloud, who is our 6-8 French teacher. Cesar Sanchez, who is a 612 Spanish teacher, and Mr. Dan Tachi, who is a 7th grade science teacher, were all granted tenure for September last night at the board meeting. And I represent my entire faculty when I say congratulations to them, and I think that the district has signed on with some extraordinary people who will bring a lot of value over the coming years to our students. And I'm really impressed and proud of all of them. So I share that with you as well tonight, Caroline. That will conclude what I've got to say tonight. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. I'm sorry about the glare on these lights. I don't know where they're all coming from, but you're not missing much, believe me.
I'll give it a minute for questions, but just a reminder, the next meeting is Wednesday, May 18th at 7 p.m. And I think that'll be one of our last ones, if not the last one. And I think there might be an all school PTA meeting after that. So, so that's my last update. Well, it looks like everyone's pretty content.
I'll take it.
Yeah, let's get out. Let's get off while the getting is good. Just kidding. Okay, well, thanks everyone who joined us, and thanks Dr. Wilson, Dr. Montesano, and everyone that spoke tonight. I appreciate you coming on and updating us, and have a nice evening. We'll see you in May.